Well, time now to get our correspondent on board. Amritpal Singh joins us, who's in Mamallapuram, joining us this morning. Amrit, what are the opportunities this informal summit, bring forth to the two world leaders?
The opportunities, Anil, are galore. I mean, the whole range of issues can be discussed. As you know, there is no format to it. It's happening in an informal setting. So it's really going to be a freewheeling chat. Of course, this is tomorrow is going to be followed by delegation level talks after the one-on-one meeting today and tomorrow. But basically, this is the idea of both Wuhan and Mamallapuram is to have a freewheeling chat between the two leaders where they are not restricted to a formal format. But of course, when the two leaders meet, even if in an informal setting, they discuss the whole gamut of relationship, be it defense ties, security ties, increasing CBMs, how to update them, looking at trade issues, looking at difficult negotiations on trade issues, people-to-people contact. As you know that next year we approach the 70 years of establishment of diplomatic relations. The whole range of issues, anything that China would want to bring up with India, the issue of terror is going to be raised in a major way. So the discussions, the entire gamut of the relationship is going to be discussed today. But the significant thing is that when Prime Minister Modi receives President Xi here this evening at the Krishna Butterball, and he takes a walk with him right up to the Arjuna's penance, and later takes him to the Pancharath and then to the Shore Temple, where a cultural evening is organized for him, and also Prime Minister will host a dinner for the visiting dignitary. The idea would be to build on cultural, emotional, historical ties, and do that in a nice setting where the sea breeze is, the gentle sea breeze is blowing. It's a picturesque setting, so that the two leaders can interact with each other in a very freewheeling format.
Amrit, is this another step forward in Prime Minister Modi showcasing incredible India to world leaders?
That's right. What the Prime Minister's idea is, as the story was also saying, is to not just host world leaders at the Hyderabad house in Delhi and make it very formal. And, the idea is to take them out to other cities, which he has been doing, whether hosting President Xi earlier by the Sabarmati river in Ahmedabad, and, that historic picture of the two leaders sitting on a swing while the Gujarati Garba was on, and he tasting Gujarati delicacies at the dinner which was hosted by the Sabarmati riverfront, or taking, say, Shinzo Abe to the Aarti at Banaras, or Angela Merkel to Bangalore. The idea is to take them out, showcase that India is much more than that Hyderabad, have the formal settings and the beautifully manicured lawns of Hyderabad House in New Delhi. It is a culturally vibrant country which changes every 30 kilometers while you drive down. So to put that face of India, as you say, to put the face of incredible India out there, and also to create that mood of an informal setting where if there are any those inhibitions, if world leaders, because as we know that in any country's relations, any relationship between any two countries, there will be issues, and with China there are major issues, be it on the geopolitical front, be it on the trade front, be it on security front. So the idea is to reach out in a more informal way, in a more setting which is much more subdued, where the two leaders can basically put down their differences and talk to each other in a very freewheeling format.
Amrit, how's the city decked up, and what's the importance of picking the southern part of India for this particular visit by the informal visit by the Chinese president?
The city is decked up. There's a lot of security here, Anil. The city has been cleaned up. It's a beautiful city. These sites like the Krishna Butterball, the Panchtatra, the Shore Temple, these are World Heritage Sites. Arjuna's Penance, these are World Heritage Sites these are monuments from the 7th century AD, right from the Pallav dynasty. And the Pallav dynasty, as you say, why Mamallapuram? Because and why Tamil Nadu or why South India? Because traditionally, these coastal cities have had links with China. The trade has been going on during both the Chola dynasty and the Pallav dynasty. There were trade relations between the two countries. In fact, Mamallapuram is in the Kanchipuram district, and the Kanchipuram silk actually came from China to India during the Pallav dynasty, and today Kanchipuram silk is known world over. India, for example, Bodhi Dharma, a prince of the Pallav dynasty who turned into a monk, took Zen Buddhism from Mamallapuram to China, especially to the Fujian province, of which President Xi has been the governor in the past. So, there is a cultural connect, there's a historical connect, and the idea is to sort of build on those connects, use soft diplomacy to reach out, and then try and approach the more difficult issues, and which is real-time diplomacy, and using soft diplomacy to soften it, and then reach out so that it happens in a more open setting. It happens that the two leaders, when they talk, or the two delegations, when they talk, they are more open to each other, and approaching the intractable issues like that. So the city is really decked up. The shores tomorrow, when Prime Minister Modi hosts President Xi at the Fisherman's Cove here, a little distance from Mamallapuram. I mean, it is in Mamallapuram, but a little distance from where I'm standing, about 15-20 kilometers. They'll be taking a walk by the seaside. They'll be sitting there watching the sea and then talking. So it's beautifully decked up. Arches have been made, though there are no hoardings, conspicuous hoardings like that, because of the tragic incident, as you know, where a girl died because a hoarding fell on her. So the sensitivities of people, when it comes to hoardings, are really high. So you don't see the sort of hoardings that you saw during Shinzo Abe's visit or President Xi's visit to Ahmedabad. But the city bears the look of a city which is ready and all decked up to welcome President Xi this afternoon.
Okay, we'll leave it there. You keep yourself well hydrated. You've got a busy 2 days coming up. Stay hydrated, keep yourself well there in that hot sun which is already blazing on your head. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning from Mamallapuram.